Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to VTP Stage 2 online. Okay, so Tuesday, coaching call 7th January 2026. I hope you're all well. Hope you've had a good weekend. Hope you've had a good start to what is going to be another interesting week and what has already been an interesting 2026. As always, you're very welcome here, but just remember, you're always responsible for your own trading decisions. And if you want a bit more help and support, the Dollar Edge Group Swing FX Trading Mentorship, that's going to start next week into February. Okay. Give us the last couple of months of Q1 to basically work on building a FX swing trading process for those of you who want to trade on 4 hour charts and above. If you want some more details, you can see that you can ping me, or there's a bit.ly code there, or there's a QR code if you want more info. Okay, so as always, let's start with the dollar profile. So Aussie on the daily, Kiwi on the daily, Euro on the daily, dollar CAD daily, cable on the daily, dollar yen for dollar Swiss on the daily, and of course dollar index on the weekly chart here as well. So I'm going to put that into the daily to make it up, and then as always, let's go with the weekly chart. So weekly chart, all right. I said a few weeks that I thought we were squeezing between the price between the averages, we're getting ready to make a move. I actually thought we might get a pop north of 100. That's why I thought we might I thought we might basically get a kind of invariably the sort of that kind of inverse head and shoulders that I talked about. And I thought we might get a pop of that 100 level. That's what I thought, but I was wrong. All right, I was wrong. There you go. That's what happens. Welcome to trading. Part of it is about just trading what you see. We worked our way up here on the daily chart, but then I think I said last week it was starting to get really scruffy last week. That around that 50 is really the price action starting to get a bit scruffy, and then you can see last week's what it did to the dollar, and then we've gapped down and continued. Wondered if we were going to base a little bit, but we are working our way down to those lows, and they are lows we have not seen. This is the monthly chart, okay? We've not seen that for what's that, 4 years, 2022. That's where we're getting down towards in that neck of the woods. So I'll be intrigued to see whether we find support here, or whether we just continue to sort of work our way down. That's whether we're going to test that. It'll be intriguing to see what the FOMC come out with. Nobody's expecting a rate change. It'll be more about what Powell says about the general state of the nation, and also what he talks about when and if he's going to be replaced and by who. But anyway, you can see that is basically dollar weakness there. There's the 4 hour chart. That's dollar weakness, and it's considered something happened just late this morning. It's just literally tanked there, hasn't it? So no surprise. What we are seeing is, we talked about euro dollar on the daily, how we'd been into this thing, and once again, I said I thought we might. Let me go to the weekly chart. I thought we might go down to 115. I thought we might make a head and shoulders pattern here, but bang, that is just an anti-Trump trade. That anti-Trump trade. Been in that channel, we break out of it, and we're just continuing higher. Okay, and that is just euro strength, dollar weakness. Nice sort of kind of rally up there, pull back into the averages, work its way up. Then it continues to do so. Gapped up, didn't completely fill the gap, came back in a little bit, but as you can see that there's a dollar weakness carrying on there. We saw that dollar against Swiss franc has basically, Swiss franc has worked its way up the stand, and you can see why there, can't you? Look at the way that's moving. There we go. That's basically, 4 hour chart. That is just literally Swiss strength, dollar weakness. That's the stand. That's what you're looking for. Aussie against the dollar. They're kind of. I thought we were kind of maybe start to drift in a little bit of that Aussie strength, but warmth. You can see where that's gone. Let's go up to the monthly chart. As I said, on the monthly, we kind of just literally covered above the 50 by the skin of our teeth, which once again wasn't really until since sort of kind of early 2022, nearly 4 years of being beneath that monthly 50. And then invariably you can see that that's where that's going. All right, you can see that's on the weekly chart. The daily chart is doing that, okay, and the 4 hour chart. It is a super trend. All right, when you're like, sort of kind of, you've got three in the completion there, you've got sort of 4 hour daily, weekly, and the stand is telling you strong dollars weak. Well, why are you fighting this? Why are you trying to fight this? Why are you not trying to ride this? All right, that's what you're supposed to be doing as a swing trader. Now, admitting a lot of the time is like that. Okay, a lot of the time it's just price is just between the 200, between the 50, and it's just kind of working its way up. It's kind of squeezing. All right, that's why you hear me talking about coiling, and then boom, off she goes. Thank you, the Bishop of Durham. Away it runs there, bang, 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 hammering away there. Okay, hammering away there quite nicely, and continue to do so. Even Kiwi dollar has been doing the same. All right, Kiwi dollar has just invariably taken up. Kiwi dollar strengthened massively. Canadian dollar, which has also been, quite weak, as we could see, the start of the month, that's just kind of turned around there, scruffy double top there, and has just fallen its way down there. So we can see that that's what's going on. Even if we look at things like dollar Mexican, all right, which I don't recover as much as I should do. You can see if you look at that over those last couple of years, all of last year, we've virtually really been dollar weakening, Mexican peso strengthening there, just bang, working its way down there. Look at that on that weekly chart, just continues. All right, just continues to do that. That's what we're looking at. That's what we're particularly working with. Dollar weakness. It's clear as day. So don't fight it.